All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. My name's Phillip, and this is the Trū Solutions call. What is Trū Solutions? It is a part of TrūAura. We want to be able to provide a solution for you. That's really all it is. There's so many people out there right now that are looking for a secondary source of income, maybe that could turn into a primary source of income. Maybe that they just want to connect with other people. Well, we want to make sure that we're giving you a platform to be able to do that. That's who TrūAura is. That's who we are at our heart. But let's take it a little bit further back than that, other than our heart. And how did we start? Before we do that, my name's Phillip, and if I always include my phone number on here so that you can, if you have any questions, feel free to text it to this number. You can give me a call, at least wait for the presentation to be over, but I'm available whenever you need me. The other resource that you have is the person who invited you on or sent this link to you, and you can actually just chat with them. You can schedule a 2-on-1 call with myself, and we can answer any questions that you might have. Thank you so much again for taking your time to be with us this evening. So whenever we talk about TrūAura, let's talk about how did we start? Well, we were the vision of a wonderful couple by the name of Noel and Rick. And Rick, who is our founder and CEO and runs the business for us, he started TrūAura, and as a couple, they started it. It's a family-owned business. They started it just over 3 years ago. Yes, 3 years now. I've been with TrūAura for a year and absolutely love every second of it. Why? Because we get to impact lives. And whenever you focus on others, it gives meaning in your own life. And we're going to touch on that a little bit more. And so that's kind of the joy that we get to benefit from this more than just what we do for a daily paycheck. We actually, the bigger joy that we get is impacting lives. And that's with our product as well as our business model. Well, Rick and Noel, they started the business, and they've been in the direct sales world and the skincare business for their whole professional career. And his father was in it, and I guess you could say it's in his genes. He's passing it along, as well as his 2 sons work in the finance department, and his daughter is a consultant, and the other is about to probably become one, as she's going to be a freshman in college coming up here pretty soon. So all that to say, it is a wonderful place, and I'm just thrilled that I have the opportunity to share some of the reasons why we love what we do. Part of any company, and I'd be naive to think that other companies don't talk about this, and that's on the right-hand side of the screen at the intersection of integrity, ethics, respect, and honesty. You see, many companies will talk about this, but it isn't until circumstances and situations and years like 2020 come and slap you upside the head, right? That you don't know if these are actually characteristics of your company and your personality as a company or not. You see, because it's easy to have integrity and respect and ethics and honesty when everything's going great, right? It's easy to have a wonderful relationship with your husband or wife or whatever it might be when things are going great. But it's those tough days, it's those tough years that define the character of a company. Well, 2020 was a tough year for us all. I'm not going to dance around that at all. It was a tough year. Still in remnants of that. But what I can tell you is I started in February of 2020, and I got to tell you, there's not many companies that would have the transparency, working closely with their field. You see, a week after I started, we were on lockdown, a week and a half, 2 weeks after. And we still on lockdown, working from home, quarantined, and all this fun stuff, remote working. And we have grown closer as an internal team and external team during that time. We're proud of the business that we developed, as well as the growth that we had in 2020. Yes, we are growing as a company, not retracing. We are growing as a company. And that the main reason is the community that is built to withstand anything. You get to, whenever you join TrūAura or any direct sales organization for that matter, you get to become part of a sisterhood or a community, whatever you want to call it, that is important, that is making an impact in other people's lives. But more importantly, that it encourages, supports, and celebrates with you. On the left-hand side of the screen, you get to see a puzzle piece with community there in the middle. And you see the foundation of who we are as a company is community. Thing I love about this picture is there's no borders on this puzzle. And usually that's the first thing you do, right? Like, especially when you're teaching kids how to put a puzzle together, get the straight edges. Why? Because it limits the vision of where you start to look, and you start to place other things in after that. Well, there are no borders because we don't want to limit the vision of what we can do here. We don't want to limit your vision. We want to encourage it. We want to encourage you to think big. The other thing here is, yes, community is at the center of it, but then there's two pieces that aren't placed. These pieces represent you that haven't made the decision to join the TrūAura family yet. You see, there's two spots that you can see. They're carved out perfectly for them. They're carved, and what we have done is we've carved out a piece just for you. Not just talking this, but we understand that there are characteristics and qualities and skill sets that people have, and we want you to be able to do your business your way. And we're not going to tell you how to do it, what to do, or you get to what you put in is what you pull out. And it's a wonderful opportunity for you to start a business with those skill sets and qualities that you have at a very low entry fee. Last time I checked, low is free is low, right? So that's great. In the middle here is if you've ever hiked before, and I love hiking and going out and being in nature and supporting someone as we're climbing a mountain. And the one thing that I've noticed in all of my journeys of traveling around the world is that there are no smooth mountains. There are no smooth mountains. Why? Because you could never climb them. There has to be bumps along the way. What I'm going to tell you now is this is not an easy business. You have to work at it. You have to be willing to help each other and give someone the hand up, not the hand out. You don't want to, the person who invited you to this call is not going to do the business for you. But what we will be is the hand up to you to encourage you and understand what those things that you are wanting, the success path that you are wanting to achieve, and encouraging you along the way and giving you the tools to do that. There's so many people that have this that entrepreneurial spirit within them that want to start a business, but just never have pulled the trigger. I've got news that right now is the time. If you have that inkling, and obviously you're here for a reason, that to go ahead and take that leap, not from the top of the mountain, but take the leap today and say, you know what, I got this. And I've got a community around me, a company that is at the intersection of ethics and honesty and respect, not only in their business practices, but in their product as well. You see, people love TrūAura for many different reasons. And I've been around the world running different direct sales businesses in the sales side, from Australia, New Zealand, and Asia, all over Asia, as well as the US, Canada, and Central America. And I can tell you this right now, that this is a special place. We're going to get into the income potential in a little bit, and that makes it special as well. But the reason that people love TrūAura is the product and the people. This is April, and she's our #1 seller in the business. And she shares here about the flexibility, not about the income that she earns, but about the flexibility and the time that she can have with her kids. And she can have that full-time flex, or maybe sometimes it's part-time 1 month, but she has the flexibility and control over her schedule. Here's a few more people and what they love about TrūAura.
TrūAura has been absolutely amazing for my family and I. It has put me out of my comfort zone, given me confidence I never knew I could have.
I love sharing samples with my family and friends of the products that I love and use every day from TrūAura. The best part about that is getting a surprise text personal message about how much they liked it, maybe how they've never used something like this before, and how well it worked for them. So
it's those personal texts that I hear about this all the time. those personal texts about the product, especially, this is where you see the biggest impact in people's lives. People that have had skincare issues their entire life, or maybe can't use other skincare products because of the chemicals that go into it and all of these things. But what we have done is create a healthy diet for your skin. We're creating that healthy diet for your skin that you can feel honored to be able to share with others. And you might be one of those people that have tried the product and given that text to your consultant and said, oh my gosh, that's why most people love this business, is because it's a different side. It's not like going to Nordstrom, Macy's, JCPenney, whatever it might be. You don't go back after you've bought a top or a handbag or whatever it might be, and you go back to the person who sold it to you and go, oh my gosh, this was great. Or you shoot them a text and go, oh, I've gotten so many compliments in this. You don't have that. And so the beauty of being a consultant and working with people, and having relationship at the core of that, guess what? There's value in it, and you get to hear back and get that feedback. And it's a wonderful reason why people love TrūAura and our industry. So you might be asking, okay, time out. Y'all started 3 years ago. I've missed the boat, right? I get this question from every single potential person looking at the business. And I got news for you. You haven't. We're still laying the foundation. In fact, we're still in the process of building the bandwagon. So you can't even jump on it yet. We're building the bandwagon for you to jump on. You can still hammer in a couple nails or however you build a bandwagon. But this is more of a macro chart. I did not put this together. It is a product adaptive curve about how a company is absorbed or adopted by its target demographic, not the total demographic, but the target demographic. Okay. So let's just look at it in a scale of like the Apple iPhone. Okay. So an innovator in the Apple iPhone is going to be actual employees of Apple. It's people that work in the stores, people that work in Cupertino, out in California, and all of that. And guess what? They are the innovators. They're creating the product. They're testing the product. They're beta testing and all of that. They're on the ground floor. The early adopters, those are people like me that have they're waiting for that new phone to come out, and they are turning the old one in, getting it, waiting in line, doing that stuff. The early majority, guess who they are? These are the people that say, I want it, but I don't want to wait in line for it. That might be you. The late majority are, hey, whenever I get an upgrade, I'll then get the new phone. The laggards are, when this thing dies, I'll get a new one. All right. So that gives a plan of where we are, of what this chart means. And so the bigger question is, where are we? We're still in the single digits. We're in the 6 to 7% on the product adaptive curve. And whenever you look at that, that should excite you, because we haven't gotten to the takeoff moment yet. You actually have the opportunity to be in on the ground floor. What a great opportunity that is, because when you're reaching out to your friends and family and those loved ones that you have, they're not going, oh yeah, I have TrūAura already. I already have it. I already have it. I already have it. No, you're going to be reaching out to people that haven't even heard of it yet. You have the opportunity to share in a different way, rather than on the 5-10 year plan where a lot of people are going to already know about this or already have the product. So you are at the right place at the right time. Next, I want to talk about impact, flexibility, and disruption. What does that mean? All right, I'm going to use a simple model that Simon Sinek, my man crush, yes, he's a great author. If you haven't read any of his books, jump on that. It's this golden circle. You start with the why. This is to the impact. The how is the flexibility, the industry we represent, and the disruption, guess what? That's the product. It's what sets us apart. So why do we do what we do? Whether you're doing this part-time, full-time, or big time, you get to make an impact in other people's lives. We give a head-to-toe solution whenever it comes to skincare. And it's not just skincare, it's a healthy diet for your skin. We put pre and probiotics in every one of our products. We give an amazing product, but the bigger part is you get to impact lives by, just like somebody did, is invite you to join the consultant network, join the sisterhood, join the community, because that's where people can start to earn income that add value into their lives in a different way, not just the monetary value, but tapping into the characteristics, skill sets, and qualities, like I talked about earlier, that build value in yourself. And whenever you start to impact other people's lives and start to see those skill sets and qualities like somebody saw in you, it leaves a marked effect in your life, because whenever you reflect out to others, guess what happens? You start impacting your life by impacting others. And when you impact others, it gives you meaning in your life. And it becomes a cyclical nature, and that significance that you have and that fulfillment that you have at the end of the day for impacting lives. Guess what? You sleep easier. And then whenever you are fulfilled, which is the prayer I have for every single person I come in contact with, is that they can have a daily walk that is a fulfillment for themselves and their families and their loved ones. Because when you feel fulfilled, you have a purpose. You walk differently, you talk differently, you share with others differently, and you have a purpose in your daily walk. And when you have purpose, you spring out of bed, you're ready to talk to anyone. You speak in a different way, and that helps you to impact more people's lives. And when you impact more people's lives, it brings more meaning, and you get into a healthy cycle. That's why we do what we do. We want to help you be the best version of yourself. So how do we do that? Yes. Well, first and foremost, you've probably either been a part of a direct sales business or heard somebody it's been around for almost a century now. Yeah, almost a century. And it's the original gig economy, which I'll touch on in a minute. I want you to throw out whatever you know, because it's changed, especially from a year ago and 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and 30 years ago. It has changed dramatically. So throw out the window what you know about it. What it truly is a customized shopping experience. Why? Well, first and foremost is you have a relationship with the end consumer. Not us as the brand, not us as the retailer or whatever. In fact, whenever you create a product, you have to determine, how am I going to distribute that product? Well, you can either go online, where it's a very highly competitive market and there's no relationship and very little loyalty. All right, that's one way. Second, retail, brick and mortar space. Not sure if you're familiar with what that's doing right now, but people are shutting doors and going either online, or they're trying to create a customized shopping network, which is a direct sales. Some of the biggest people in the world, some of the biggest businesses in the world, guess what? They're direct sellers, or at least they provide a platform for direct sales. All right, let me throw a couple of them out there for you. Direct sales. Amazon is a direct seller. It's a platform that connects one person to the end consumer. That's all it is. Direct sales. It's about a customized shopping experience. Algorithms are trying to figure that out more and more to be able to create a relationship with that end consumer. You already have it. Companies that figure out how to inject customer service and relationship back into the business are the ones that are going to succeed. They always have, and they always will. The gig economy. The first gig economy was direct sales. And what is the gig economy? If you don't know, Google it later. It's a big term that's being thrown out around a lot over the last 3 to 5 years. It is about flexibility and control. Pick your hours. You can work full-time, part-time, big time, whatever you want. In fact, 3 of the biggest companies that are gig economies are Uber, Lyft, Airbnb. They're all public companies now with over $100 billion valuation. You heard me right. $100 billion and higher. It's easy to look up. Just go look at their market cap and where they close their stock price. They're huge companies. Yes, the gig economy is the right industry to be in, the right way to be able to grow your business. People are attracted to that right now. The second thing that people are attracted to is their appearance. And it's the perfect time because quarantine is starting to lift and people are getting back out with people, and there's the spring cleaning your skin again and having a great outward appearance. It's a multi-billion dollar, over $100 billion industry in the skincare alone. And so whenever you look at that, you're at the right place at the right time. Now, what do we do? It is product. It is amazing. I developed a skincare routine about a year ago. I love the way my skin feels. And in fact, I think I look pretty good for 65 years old. Just kidding. In my mid 40s, I am very proud of my skin, and I am thrilled with the skincare routine that I have. And getting started with the skincare routine that is a healthy diet, that has the pre and probiotics that lead the way in the industry. We're not just putting the minimal amounts in this. In fact, we just re-enhanced our products so that they even have more of those amazing raw materials in it, so that we can preserve, support, and supplement your skin. These are all things that, and you don't have to remember all this. We have tools that I'll talk about in a minute that you'll be able to read through and talk about the business the same way that I do. We put microbiome, that we want to create a healthy microbiome for your skin. So these are things that you usually hear with what? Your gut. And so what we realize is your skin is an organ just like your gut, and you can control what goes in your body, but not always what goes on your body. Boy, did we learn that in 2020. And so what we want to do is create that healthy microbiome and flora for your skin that affects your overall health. And whenever you do that, and you have pre and probiotics in every one of the products that we have, guess what happens? You're creating a healthier lifestyle and an opportunity for your skin to thrive. And once your skin can thrive doing that, guess what happens? You start to see noticeable results, and noticeable results lead to what? Loyalty. As you're starting your TrūAura business, I want you to realize something. When you start to build your business, they will buy from you on your relationship first. Hey, do me a favor. Would you help support me? That's what they buy first on that. Second, third, fourth, fifth time they buy, guess what? It's because of those noticeable results, and the loyalty comes with that. The product does the work after the first order, not for the first order. They're buying into you. People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. All right. So we're not just throwing you into the deep end. We want to make sure that you have plenty of tools to be able to succeed in the business. And here's some of those things that our TrūAura consultants are using.
It has filled my cup in a way that I didn't even know I needed, allowing me to connect with these women and offer healthy beauty solutions and gain new friendships in the process.
I love doing Facebook virtual parties just to give tips and tricks for women to feel and look great in their own skin.
And I think you should join us to experience these benefits too.
Yes, there's wonderful benefits in that. And one of the biggest benefits is the tools that you get to have. And she mentioned Facebook parties. There's also the Zoom beauty breaks. So we call them beauty breaks. And these are virtual ways that you can get into other people's living rooms, because right now it's kind of hard to get in and connect with people face to face, belly to belly type stuff. So what we're able to do is train you through our YouTube channel, as well as our closed Facebook group, as well as through email and different ways that we're able to equip you to be the best version of yourself. And so she talked about Facebook parties. What we did, this is almost a year ago now, and we have almost 6 hours of content that's broken up into digestible chunks. Don't worry, you don't have to sit down and have a marathon watch on how to do all this stuff. Digestible chunks. But a year ago, we reached out to a specialist in the virtual world because we saw that, hey, this isn't going anywhere fast, and we're going to be on quarantine for a while, and we need to equip our field. And so as those needs come about within our field and within our company, we're going to actually pony up and pay for the training, not that you have to. And so, so that you're equipped to be successful. And so we've reached out to wonderful expertise in the virtual world to help you understand how to grow a virtual business through Zoom, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all these different ways. And so that you're able to equip yourself to grow your business. And then whenever we're off of quarantine, guess what happens? Now you have a two-pronged approach to have the best success that you can. Some of these tools that we do provide is a replicated website. So this is our website that just has your name attached to it. And so you send that link, and every single order that comes through that gets filtered back into the back office that, guess what? you get the credit for. And so you get that. It's only $14, $14.95 a month to be able to have all of this. And whenever you add up creating your own website, creating your own app, a back office, a reporting system, the resources, the training, and all that, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars that we have actually poured into the business so that you don't have to. And so the back office, and we just developed a new app. It is fantastic. It's all your contacts drop into that. You can just send a video, a picture, marketing materials that we've created for you. And it's really a wonderful tool that you'll be able to use to grow your business. So whether you're joining us because you love the entrepreneurial nature of who we are and what industry we represent, maybe you're the burned out professional. And if that's you, I am sorry that that is where you're at. You do not have to stay there. You don't have to be stuck. We want to be a soft landing place for you. And we want to be almost be the bridge to something new. And whether that something new is us as your business grows, or you find something else and we just stay as a secondary side gig. But what we don't want for you is to stay in that burned out mode, because life is too short not to be fulfilled in your daily walk. Maybe you're a power mom like my sister with my 3 nieces. And I was talking to her and she said, sometimes I just need forced adult interaction. I talk to kids all the time and I just need to get with the girlfriend sometime. And I need an excuse to do that. Well, this is a wonderful time to be able to do that, to have Zoom happy hours and just talk about product and what you like the most and do that. Maybe you're at a season where you've retired, and if that's you, congratulations. But you've developed skill sets throughout your career, throughout being a power mom, or maybe a professional, or an entrepreneur. And you don't need to let those just rest. Use the wisdom that you've developed in your lifetime and build a team and start to impact other people's lives. You see, here at TrūAura, we want to make sure that we have a home for anyone, that we provide a soft landing place. And a big part of that is through the income that you can earn. As I mentioned, I've worked all over the world with many different career plans and compensation plans in the direct sales space. And this is by far the most generous to a sales organization that I've seen. And so as someone who sells the product, and I hate to say sells because you're not selling it. And if you've never sold, don't worry. The best salespeople in the world, guess what they are? Problem solvers. They identify a problem and then they solve it with their product. That's all you have to do to sell. And so whenever I talk about a generous sales plan, this is a tiered bonus structure. The more you sell, the more you earn. And at that top tier, which is only $2,500 in sales, which is maybe 1 to 2, a couple parties per week. That's all you're really doing. And you get to that top level, especially if you have our loyalty program. We have a TLC loyalty program where people just sign up and it's a free to sign up, and they just are ordering regularly every other month. Especially when you have them set up, then you get to that $2,500 level really quickly. And once you get to 2,500, you make 50% on all of your retail sales. Yes, it's crazy. It's a wonderful compensation plan that you can earn a lot of income doing that. You can actually promote up the career plan. If you've been a part of a direct sales company, usually you have to start recruiting, building a team, but you can actually promote the first 3 levels just by selling. It's a wonderful opportunity to really be part of an organization. Here's a few other people and what they've done with their income with TrūAura.
That from day one, I was thoroughly impressed with the TrūAura skincare line. The first time I used it, I said, wow, this is the real deal. It's been a fantastic experience being a TrūAura consultant. Thankfully, from day one, I earned income, and within a week, I received my first paycheck. Who does that? That's amazing. Well, TrūAura does. And just the flexibility is just wonderful, having a large family, being a wife and mother to 7 children, and homeschooling. It fits right in perfectly.
TrūAura definitely has provided my family with extra income. This past summer, I was able to buy a new iPhone, which I use for my business as well. And also last month, my family moved. And so when we were setting up our new house, I made a couple of expensive runs to Target for things that we needed. And instead of worrying about where that money would come from, I just paid it with my TrūAura cash, which was huge and fun and freeing as well.
TrūAura has done so much for me with the people, with lifting me up and empowering me to become the best person I can be and continue to grow to not only help myself, but to also help others. So community and connection. Thank you, TrūAura.
I mean, that's what we're all looking for, is community and connection. And that is the hidden value outside of just the income potential. So whether you're joining us because you love the clean, safe, healthy products, you want a flexible side gig, supplement an income, you like the idea of being able to work from this right here, from your phone, the tech suite that we have, or maybe you just want to help impact other people's lives and make a difference for them, then we have a place for you. And right now, as you join, you have 60 days. It's not just right now, it's into perpetuity. It's all the time. And you have 60 days and you actually earn an additional 20% off of whatever you earn up to that 50% range. But off of in your first 60 days, there's no 20% tier or 30% tier. You're just automatically at 40% on all of your retail sales. It's a wonderful opportunity to be able to jump in right now and earn an income. And you might have heard whenever Lucretia said this on the time before, we pay out weekly. Why? Because you have weekly needs, not just monthly. And here are the first two levels. You can actually earn products as well, up to $386 worth of products just by selling at those first two levels. So it's a wonderful time to join. Jump on board, get started today. Would love to be able to connect with you and help you join the TrūAura business. Again, my phone number is 214-908-3221. Would love to hear from you. And again, thank your person who invited you, as we're growing this business and we love what we do. We could not do it without them, and we won't be able to do it without you either. So look forward for your journey to start, and have a wonderful evening. Talk to you soon.